So that's what Maxwell Maltz figured out. And he figured out that not all the time, but only some of the times, when he did these plastic surgeries on the nose, on the face, on the forehead of these individuals, or their hands, some kind of blemish, the inner self changed, but not all the time, only some of the times. So they figured out eventually with science and research and experiments that we have this mechanism in our mind. In your subconscious mind, there's a mechanism that's setting your tone, that's setting how you feel and how you act. And that we can change this tone. We can actually adjust the thermostat of your self-image. You can do it. We can teach you how to do it. You have to do that work. Now, Tony Robbins, everybody knows Tony Robbins, a motivational speaker. He said, before the mind can work efficiently, we must develop our perception of the outcome, of the outcomes we expect to reach. So before your mind can start working properly and efficiently, we must develop our perception of the outcomes we expect to reach. Maxwell Maltz calls this psycho-cybernetics. Psycho for the mind and cybernetics for automatic. When the mind has a defined target, it can focus and direct and refocus and redirect until it reaches its intended goal. So that's why we connect in thinking into results, your goal setting with self-image. Welcome, Victoria, and welcome, Teresa, and Noah, and also Cheryl. Thanks for being here. So we're talking self-image. So that's why we connect your goal with your self-image, because if your goal is to generate some income, if your goal is to grow to become an actor, if your goal is to have a real estate business, if your goal is to start selling something, but your self-image is a poor little me kind of image. Your self-image is like, I'm always poor and I never win and I'm a loser. It's not going to happen. So goal setting and achieving has everything to do with your self-image. If you're not getting the results that you want in life, if your bank account is not showing what you want, it's because your self-image is not where you need it to be. And we can help you adjust. We can help you tune that to that level that you want. I don't know what's your level. I don't know what's your level. That's why I'm encouraging you all to book an appointment, get into the CRM. Let's have a conversation to see, what do you really want? What is your goal? What are you up to? Why are your results not showing up? And if self-image is the key, why not fix it? Or build a new model? We cannot really fix what you got going on. You can get some therapy and you can get some medication for it, but that's not going to make you do anything. You just have to build a new model. It might help you a little bit in the short term, but until you get to the root cause, as to what really you want and connect that new self. I'm interested in positive. I'm interested in building. I'm interested in moving you to that next level of achievement. I'm not a doctor. I just studied the material that Bob studied for the last 61 years. I'm studying Maxwell Maltz, and I can help you build this new model. And your results are going to change. They're going to change for the better. The thoughts that you're feeling right now are causing some of the issues going on outside. Now, I'm not going to stay too much on the psycho-cybernetics book tonight, because if you want to study it, you're going to have to come Monday nights and study it with us. You can look me up. You see in my bio, my site, where you can actually buy it and get in. But I want to encourage you to dig deeper. The thoughts that you have right now are dictating how you feel. And your feeling is your conscious awareness of vibration. And if you want to start feeling some new life, if you want to start feeling some new success, you're going to have to change how you think of yourself. You're going to have to change your attitude. You're going to have to change your vibration. You hear of the law of attraction, you hear of the law of vibration, but how the heck do you do that? Nobody knows how to use this thing. Just watching the movie is not enough. The movie, The Secret, is not enough. It's not going to do it. I've watched it many times. Before even I learned of Bob, I knew of him there, right? The funny thing now is interesting and not funny. You know, he was mentoring me. He's passed away. And Laurel Langmeyer was also in that movie, the hit movie, The Secret. And now I'm spending time with Laurel, studying this material and moving to that next level of success. I am grateful for this material. I'm grateful for that opportunity to be with these elite professionals who know how to move your thoughts, how to move your level to that next level, right? How to change how you think. Change how you think of money, change how you think of others, change how you think of people. Feeling is the conscious awareness of vibration, and vibration dictates how we act. How is that for a different kind of conversation on a Saturday night? Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz. Get the book or reach out and I will send you a copy of the book. Better yet, come to the class. This self-image business is incredible. Without it, nothing happens, because what the secret I'm going to give you, woo, we've got a baby in the house. I love it. Love babies. So basically, if you experience limited success and then it goes back, let me give you another example before we start taking some shares, and I'll share the video here with from Harrison tonight, because I want to bring you some new material. I don't want to keep talking just about Bob's material, because when you come to work with me, I'm going to share with you everything I know. Everything from all my mentors. That's the beauty of having a mentor, right? You get to get from your mentor, from your guide, everything that they know. So thoughts, feelings, vibration, it's going to cause action, and then you're going to get results. What thoughts are you thinking? What thoughts are happening in your mind most of the time? Welcome, Michael. Thanks for being here. See, we have these images that we see ourselves inside and outside. How is this self-image impacting our lives? How is this self-image formed? What's causing all this negativity? What's causing all this lack of achievement? What's causing all these things that you're telling yourself that you cannot achieve anything? Just because your family had the issues, just because your neighbors have it, just because your environment. Why not just overcome all that like that? Feeling is the conscious awareness of vibration. Whatever you're projecting out to the universe comes back to you. So what are you projecting? Are you projecting negative or positive? See, some people think positive, but they can't do it on their own. I'm going to share with you how to do it, what to do, how what you're thinking and feeling is causing your material true existence. Your subconscious mind is beautiful, and it must accept everything you give it. As a matter of fact, it has the program already, just like that thermostat that you have at home. I don't know about you, but I'm in Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati here, welcome, Michael. Thanks for joining. It's still a bit cold, but the thermostat is set at 72. And your mind, your subconscious mind is set. Your self-image is set at a certain point. How about we change that set point so that it can go and get you what you want, right? We want the self-image business to be what you want, not just what anybody else wants. We're going to set this thermostat to the income that you want, to the feeling that you want, to the actor that you want to become. Because right now there's this paradigm that's controlling you. And if your results are not moving, it's because you are in this paradigm. You are in this habitual behavior. See, it all comes together. It's all connected. From the goal that you want, from the why you don't do certain things, why you feel like this about yourself, why your results are not showing, why your bank account is so low all the time or negative, is because it's all connected. The way you feel about yourself, the way you think of yourself, the way you act. And what if we can change this thermostat? This is a mechanism. Your mind is a mechanism. Your subconscious mind has a set point. That's why you've experienced some wins over time and then it goes back. You work hard a little bit, you get some results, and then you go back. Whereas successful people, they move up the results and they stay there. Then they build another image. Then they build another image. Then they build another image. How about that? How about learning to move your income thermostat 10 times and stay there? Oh my goodness. Just the fact that you can actually study this material and understand how it works and seeing results, not just my results, Lori's results, Elliot's results, my clients, and many others, thousands of others. It's exciting. I want you to get on that exciting train. I want you to get on this exciting trip that we're on this year, 2022. Stop waiting, right? You know, I've been talking every week this week, all week, Monday to now, 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. We've talked goals, we've talked desire, we've talked fear. Well, we talked about income, we talked about money yesterday. And some people have this poor self-image on everything that it's going to take some work, but you know what? It's doable. You can change how you feel about goal setting. You can change how you think about money. You can change your mindset on all these topics by getting a system that's going to help elevate you and move you. That's what we want to do. Your subconscious mind must accept anything you give it. Once you get that idea, it's so beautiful. We're going to think about what you want. We're going to give your subconscious mind this command, this new setting, this new income that you want, this new self-image. And guess what? It's going to go on working for you. You might hear in other rooms, write your goal down in the morning, write your goal at night, and things going to happen. It's not going to happen by itself. It's not good enough to write your goal. That's just the beginning. There's a few more things you got to do. A few more things you got to think about. Just write your goal down. See what happens. It's a better step. It's in the right direction. But it's not good enough. If you don't change your self-image, nothing's going to happen. You can write, I'm a millionaire. You can write, I'm going to make $1 million all you want till you're blue in the face. Until you change your self-image, it's not going to happen. And I didn't make up these rules. I did not make up this information. I'm just a guide. You are the hero. Every one of you, you are the heroes. See, that the best part about it as well, we already have all this knowledge. We already have all this power to accomplish anything we want. To me, that was the most exciting thing when I heard it from Bob. And I was like, are you serious? He goes, yep, we've got it. We've got connection to this infinite power. We just don't know how to use it. It's got all the answers. These results that you have are a manifestation of the paradigm and self-image that you are living in right now. And I'm so glad I'm recording this because this is just off the cuff. I don't have anything here other than my psycho-cybernetic book and one piece of paper from this lesson from Bob. We already have this knowledge and power. We can accomplish anything we want. And these results that you have are a manifestation of this paradigm that you're in. You want to change your results, you got to change your paradigm. You've heard that, shifting your paradigm, moving your targets. What does that even mean? Well, that's what I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you to come and study with us. I'm inviting you to book an appointment so I can explain it to you further, take you one step closer on that endeavor path that you're on. To change your results, you have to change your paradigm. And if you want to change your life, you got to change your self-image. And it starts with decisions. And that's why I love thinking into results. And that's why I'm so glad some of you are on this journey with me. We have over 12 students now, a few other privates. I can't tell you their names, but it's just incredible. The more we study it, the more I get engaged with it, the more it makes sense. I'm going through thinking into results all over again, Ahmad and Lori. So Ahmad, it's a good chance to get going because I'm on lesson 1 again. It's my 3rd time going through it. And the stuff that we're seeing, the belief, like what kind of beliefs do you have about yourself? It's connected to your self-image. Why do you have these beliefs about you? Even though I went through the material before, but repetition is key. Repetition to reprogram your subconscious mind is just the way to do it. I'm your repetition guy. I'm your accountability guy. And with the repetition, with my 3rd time going through thinking into results, oh my God, lesson 1 is just incredible. Just go on page 2. Go on page 2 tonight, Lori and, well, Ahmad, you're not there yet, but you will be. Look at the bottom of that page, how it talks about belief. I love it. So that's my intro on self-image. I want you to decide that you want something better for your life. I want you to decide that you want better results right now, this year. Decide what you're prepared to give up to get it and set your mind to it and let's get on with the work because you can do it. You can do it very, very well. So I'm going to put the Zoom link now here on the Clubhouse because there's amazing 9 of you here. I want to thank every one of you that shared. I want to thank every one of you that put a comment in the back here. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Michael. Good to see you, Naime. Oh, Naime, yes, good. Jill, Hassan, Ahmad, Ali, welcome, and Jasmine and Lori. And we've got Chris on the Zoom and Surud. So if you don't have Zoom, excuse me, get it on your phone or get it on the computer. It's even better because I believe we're going to have a few more minutes conversation. And then I want you to hear a bit self-image from Harrison Klein. Unfortunately, he cannot join us Saturday nights. I've invited him, but Saturday nights is bad for him. So he's in Florida, you know, so that's where we're at. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. So we'll do it popcorn style. We'll start with Lori and then Michael and then Jasmine and then Ali. So Lori, what's your thought on self-image? Can you give us a minute on what's your takeaway? And you've studied the lesson and you've heard me.
I have my book handy.
Okay, that's cool. That's even better.
I know, but the introduction to it, I was reading Think and Grow Rich earlier, but and I don't. My book is somewhere around here, but I don't know. The print is so fine, but I am so. It's amazing because even the introduction to the book, I'm gonna get one. You got to get a book holder and just really, really study that material. It's not a book that you just read. You've got to study. There's a big, big difference. You and I studied this before, Kamal. Your self-image is the single most important thing that you got to work on. I had a poor self-image a few times in my life. You know, one time, of course, we all went through, you know, the pandemic. We all had our stuff, but I'm not reliving that because that's history. I know that I have right now, and I know my self-image because of your mentorship in Thinking into Results has changed my life. Going from someone who was in victimhood, somewhat overweight, more important. It was, and that has it all comes together though. It all works together. You know, what you have in your mind as who you think you are. It will reflect outwardly, and you don't even know it until you start studying this material and you start going, I wonder if I'm thinking that, or I wonder if I'm thinking, yeah, I guess I am thinking that. And I always considered myself a positive person, you know, and no one would ever believe that I was anything other than a positive person until I started diving into this material. And I started with Psycho-Cybernetics Book Club with you, Kamal, and then we moved on to Think and Grow Rich. But when we started with the psycho, and particularly the chapter 2, just going through that material and really studying all of the greats all of the great people in the world that have done something with their lives. You need a healthy self-image about yourself. When you look in the mirror every day, know that you're beautiful no matter what. It doesn't matter what anyone says. And I love how Bob puts it. You know, we are all the same. We all put our clothes on the same way every single day, you know. And some might put one leg in one way or another, but we all are the same, you know, and we all have that perfection in us. And that's something that really resonated with me when I was listening to Bob earlier. Like, you know, we are, and we have, I don't know, for me, I just say, and Bob Proctor actually said this, you won't know how to explain it, and I don't know how to explain it, but I do know that a change has occurred, and I do know that is it permanent? Yeah, it's permanent, and I'm believing that. Do I have setbacks sometimes? Of course, everybody does, but the key is when you study with Kamal, your setbacks are minimal, and you'll be able to get right back up on track with no problem at all. My first week into your course, I remember it took me probably a couple of weeks before I was just really anxious because I was fighting something that I wasn't even aware that I was fighting. I was fighting the old paradigm. And in Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz talks about the paradigms and, you know, how we see things. You know, that's key. And who we've been up until the point when you read the book, you become aware. When you study the book, you become even more aware. And it's just amazing. Just amazing. Paradigms are something that we do not control. They were put in us when we were kids, when we were little kids, from people that meant well, from outside sources. It just happened. You know, we're wide open when we're babies, you know, and anything that's put in just automatically gets put in there, even going back to generations like 400 years. Think about that. And, you know, the good news is that you can change all that. and those paradigms can become minimal. And when you take on a new paradigm that makes a new model, as it says, what you do is you take on a new model that makes the old model obsolete or very, very minimal. You know, so that's what I have. Sorry if it went over a minute, but thank you, Kamal.
Thank you. It's so good. That's all right. Over a minute, you're allowed because you're expressing your thoughts. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you just accept this tonight, that your current results are a manifestation of the paradigm of self-image that you're in right now. Your current results, your income, your happiness, where you're living, you're manifesting it. Your job is to manifest something new. And we want to help you manifest something bigger and better to improve. I hope you do want to improve. So if you just allow me to help you get through this and understand it, you might even reject the idea right now that you are responsible for your results. You're probably not going to even like me anymore by saying this, but I'm telling you the truth. Your results are a reflection of your self-image, and that's the paradigm that you're living in. If you can accept this, we can move forward, and then you can start learning how to improve that and how to build on the new model. Because you want to change your results, you have to change your paradigm. That's how it works. It's a science. This is not a maybe. This is not we think it works. It works. It's working for my clients. It's working for thousands of people. It's working for me. But you have to accept it. You have to accept that subconscious mind of yours that we have, every one of us, has the self-image inside it. And the results that we have are an expression of that thermostat. They're an expression of this image that we have of ourselves. It's so good. It's so valuable. You need to understand it. Michael, welcome. Thanks for being here, and welcome to Elliot. Thanks for joining us tonight, Elliot. Michael.
Yeah.
Would you like to share, Michael?
I can hear you. No, what you're talking about is good. We should have a chat again. I'm just working some stuff out. I need to read psychocybernetics. I have the book, Psychocybernetics. I have, of course, I have Think and Grow Rich. But I'm just having some challenges in my living environment right now, and I'm trying to, deal with that. And it's really hard because it's hard to be present when I have the challenges, just to breathe. So it's just working on right now. So I'm dealing with quite a heavy load. I guess try is not the right word, but looking for all the solutions I can get. And so it's put me out a little bit, but hey, it's good to be here.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate the share, and love to help you, man, and encourage you to let's figure out a way to get you to come and study with us. Because reading the book is one thing, studying them is another, and seeing the group energy move and seeing the changes that the group is changing is going to help. And I totally get the situation that you're in is a dire situation, but we can figure it out. I am sure we can move out of that situation very quickly if we start working together. So thank you for being here with us, and thank you for the support, everybody. And thanks for those who shared on Clubhouse. That bottom thing that says 8 on it, that means 8 shares. And that share on Clubhouse is important to show and invite others to come and join. I appreciate that very, very much. And follow each other here. Follow Michael, Lori, Elliot, Jasmine, Ali, and every one of you. Look left, look right, because every one of you is visiting to some rooms, and you never know which room you're in. And I want you to be in positive rooms. So that's why it's important to follow each other and keep hitting that refresh button so that the algorithm, I guess, of Clubhouse know that we're here. Usually we have 20, 30, 40 people on a Saturday night. That's been the case the last 2 months, but tonight's just 15, but it's all good. Maybe some are on vacation. So it's all good. Love you all either way. Every one of you is important. And I like what Lori said. Every one of you has a perfection, and we can do this. So Elliot, welcome to the stage. Thanks for being here. Are you still at work, or are you available to share, Elliot, on self-image before we play a couple of videos?
Hello. No, I'm not at work. It's the weekend. So
woohoo! Party time.
Who's got the moonshine?
Love it. Thank you so much. Jasmine, welcome, Jasmine. What's your thought on what you heard so far? And would you like to share what your thought of self-image before we play a couple of videos from Bob and another one from Harrison? Jasmine.
Yes, well, I won't say I have much to share, but just as far as what I've gotten back personally. For me, it's not like this is like a, like a new topic. We hear these things often, sometimes, depending on, where we are in our journey. But the reiteration is like such a big factor for me. Like, even if I've heard it once, as much as we make things a habit, like, I feel like hearing it more than one time is, needed. Sometimes it may not click those first couple times you hear, but maybe that 5th or 50th time, 100th time, it kind of, it kind of brings a different perspective. I will say for me, just personally, like with the self-image, when I really like sat down and like, would listen to these audiobooks, and they'll start making certain memories click, or, just certain ideas, it would just be like, okay, like, something so simple. It's like, why was I so afraid? Or why did I feel like, this wasn't for me, or that I wouldn't be able to do it or look right doing it? And it kind of just, I really can't even explain because I was listening to Michael, and it's like, I kind of feel exactly like where he's coming from without him having to say much. So it's like today I was pretty much just, okay, I'm just going to sit back and kind of let everything come to me and not really, worry, because a lot of things are, I'm not going to say they're out of our hands, but it's like, okay, sometimes it's that period of meditation where those answers kind of come to you, and they kind of present themselves in a sense to a lot of the problems that we've been having. So I mean, even this conversation, for me to even sit here and still speak to you guys today, it's just letting me know, for me personally, self-image isn't a thing. I've kind of been overcoming that, but to kind of hear it more and more, I'm realizing how important it is. But yeah, we can go ahead and get into those videos. So thank you.
Awesome, wonderful, wonderful. I love it. Thank you for that. And it's not just about just the two words, self-image. It's the true understanding that our current results are a cause of our self-image. Our current results are a cause of how we're feeling, thinking, acting, and getting into that frequency and vibration, and our body is going into motion, taking the results. Nobody on the surface will believe that what they have in the bank account, the conditions that they're living in, has to do with them. Everybody at the beginning, if they're new to the material, they're like, no way, man, I don't want this life. I want a better life. I want a better car. I want a better truck. I want a better house. I want a better job. This is not really what I want. How could I be the one causing this? But the science and the study of this material and mindset, all the teachers that are teaching us this, proves it, that it is. We become what we think about. We become what we think all about. We have this paradigm that we're living in that does not allow us to do things, that does not allow us to step out and take charge of our life. We're too scared. But I like what you said, Jasmine, that sometimes we do have to sit back and relax and meditate and let go and let God. We have to, because we're humans. We get tired. Your mind gets tired. So you have to do that meditation. You have to do that. It's not by force and by pressure. It's a different way to go about change. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that, especially about about it being pressure. Because it's just, for me, like, when it comes to making decisions and you start noticing a lot of things that you don't particularly favor as an outcome in your life, and let's just say that it pertains to other people, I realize people in my environment, of course, growing up, the way that they respond is kind of how I would respond without realizing it. Like, we grow up around certain people, and sometimes their habits kind of rub off on us in ways that we don't particularly like. So when we sit there, and for me, I had to stop being a people pleaser. So I stopped, worrying about the consequences as far as other people, and more so the effect it would have on my life. Because I can't please everybody. I can't make everyone happy. So a part of our self-image can also be trying to play it safe sometimes. I know for me it was that. But as far as like you said, it's the pressure of, what people's opinions are going to be if we do certain things, or if we respond certain ways, instead of just really figuring out what it is that we really feel, and just kind of being honest about the consequences that come out on the other end, positive or, maybe not so. They may be easy to deal with. They may take a little time, but yeah, it's definitely like it's deeper than what you said, like the two words. It's much more. So I completely agree. Thank you for that.
I love it. Thank you so much. See, you're already getting a better understanding, and it's so good because we cannot run away from the self-image. We just cannot run away, because that's our thoughts, feelings, and action, which creates our attitude, which is what's happening, and it's going to find us. So thank you so much. And we're going to get into the video soon. So if you're new to the room, thanks for joining. Thanks for following the club, and follow each other here. And I will be putting the Zoom on the Clubhouse shortly. I see Chris and Surud already in Zoom. So we'll just give Ali the chance to share before we watch the few-minute video from Bob and then from Harrison. So Ali, welcome to the stage. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming back. Ali San, I love your name. It's so good. So Ali, what's your thought on self-image?
Hi, good evening. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I keep coming back. Yeah, my name is Allison, and I played on words, and I spelled it Ali San. So thank you for telling me you like that, because it took me a minute to get used to it. But I guess that's part of self-image. So I guess that's just a small piece of self-image now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, it's just me and my two and a half year old twins, a boy and a girl, living together. So I juggle quite a bit, and I have an Audible account where I listen to books because I don't really have that much time to read. They don't really let me read. They take the books from me. So anyways, on my Audible account, I just kind of search Thinking Girl Risk, and I'm going to search Psycho-Cybernetics. Something with my account I need to upgrade. They make you upgrade if you want these higher topics. Like Girl Nightingale and various ones, they make you upgrade to get those books. But so that's my plan, is to start listening to the books, when I'm driving, cleaning, doing whatever, and taking in as much as I can. I have, Clubhouse has introduced me to a lot in terms of shifting my consciousness, and I'm already pretty advanced in studies of going to the root of shifting old beliefs, and I've been doing a ton of work in that direction, and I'm making a lot of progress in really acting a certain way. The Abraham Hicks stuff helps too, and I'm seeing results from that, and I'm getting good at it. My issue, and we talked about this with Paula, I think is how we say her name, is mostly time management and organization. I'm completely, I have visions that I'm launching. I'm making small steps every day to get them off the ground. I'm wondering how self-image, what else can I do in terms of linking? And I feel like I go here a lot in this room with you, and we've been, and I know I want to take this program, and I'm figuring it all out. But when I go out to the world and I'm accomplishing X, Y, Z, and I'm interacting with people, I'm completely putting out positive vibrations, and once in a while I am attracting some weird energies, which whatever. But yeah, it's mostly like I'm all over the place. I'm scattered because I'm working. I'm a mom of twins and doing this, doing that, chores, blah blah blah. And so my number one goal is to build my bank account, to build my business, to see results. And I'm fired up about this group and these classes in this program. I feel like I'm making progress closer to learning how this fits into my particular situation. And I know we've talked about this before. And I'm happy to be here, and I'm going to study the books, and I'm in a book study, and I'm in a 3-month-long program now. But I feel like starting with your book club is a good start. So that's where I am right now, and I feel like I've said these things already. So I feel complete, and I don't know if you have any new insights about that, but I'm looking forward to these videos and these audios that you're sharing as well. So thank you. I'm complete.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome back anytime, and glad to see you here again and again. It's all good. And I could definitely tell that, yes, you are working on the things, but there's a certain way, right? There's a certain way to progress and to progress fast. We don't want to be stuck on where we are too long, because the paradigm has the opportunity to steal you back. The faster you get through the change, the better it is. Studying the book, listening the book from the Audible, yeah, I guess it costs a bit, $16 a month or so. And you do have to upgrade to get more books, I believe, which is the way it works. So it's going to help. Being in a group is the biggest suggestion that I have for you. Find a group that you're resonating with, mine or anybody else that's studying this, to help you shift your mindset very quickly. And then, you know, studying it in a club where we're not just reading the book, we're actually, you know, exchanging ideas on the paragraphs and the stages, and keep taking action on a daily basis. Now, the key for this paradigm to change is the repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. You're going to have to do it again and again. Most people will read the book once and say, I'm done with it. Well, that's why they don't get results. I call people every day and I get up to come on, study with you. Oh, I've read Think and Grow Rich. And I say, okay, tell me something out of it that you actually applied into your life. Duh. Then you hear this like silence, nothing happens. Well, yeah, reading a book once is not enough. The paradigm is too strong for you to absorb the information. Not just you, for me as well. And that's why repetition works. So we have to study these books and really want the new thing. And I'm glad you said you're seeing some changes. And that's awesome. Very, very good. That's a good feeling. That's a good thing, because it means you're starting to become more aware. If you're actually seeing the changes and knowing that that's what you want and that's what's happening. Yeah. I don't know that weird energy stuff you're getting. I have no idea what's that about. And what else you said? Paula is awesome. Yeah. Paula also talks about YouTube University and downloading PDFs here and there. Everybody will try that for a while, and they'll try it for a year or 2 or 3 or maybe 10, and then nothing happens, and people will get stuck for years. So you really need to get that next level of mentorship to get through it faster. That's how I did it. I know it works. Lori Lee actually is a beautiful example. She started with the book club Psycho-Cybernetics, then Think and Grow Rich, and now with Thinking into Results, she's doing phenomenal. So with that, I put the Zoom link here for everybody, so jump on that. I'm going to share a couple of videos from Bob. They're short, and then we'll see how the room goes. We can play the other ones from Harrison, but I want you to see this, how you can improve your self-image very quickly, and how with the material, with Thinking into Results from Bob, you can do it and you can make it happen. So
one really quick thought.
sure.
And I want to share this with you earlier today, and I didn't, because I've been doing the self-image chapter, and I've been reading it every day, and then all of a sudden this morning it dawned on me. The title of this is Environment is Your Looking Glass. And I just kept thinking about that, you know, and I kept thinking about, gee, I've been in a lot of disorder lately, right? And the highest, the thing that, the first law that is, it's a law, is the law of order, right? And I look at it, I said, wow, my environment is my looking glass. So what I'm thinking on the inside or doing on the inside, and I'm seeing on the outside, is a direct reflection of what's going on, right? Like, gee, why am I, and I'm like, well, don't ask why, just make it better, you know? So I'm just, you know, making it better. I'm making lists of things that I got to purge out of my life, and like, gee, get rid of that, get rid of that. Why you got so much paper, you know? So when you environment, that means your mind is cluttered, you know? So I was thinking about that today, Kamal, and there are other things too. You know, that's just one example. But it was like, really, that just kind of hit me. You know, aha.
Yeah, absolutely. Environment is but our looking glass, and that's basically what we've been talking about. But it's going to take time for the paradigm to let even that information go in. It's just the way it works, right? And the only other thing I'd add before I move to the video for Ali or Allison, now that I know the name, Allison, now I get it. Thank you for correcting me, but that's what I read. Time management. There's no such thing, right? We manage activities. We're all given the same amount of time. And unfortunately, a lot of us are stuck with this life situation. I have work, I have dogs, I have kids, I have twins, I have singles, I have 10-year-olds, I have teenagers. We all have them, right? I'm sure all of us know somebody with many more kids and they're doing really well. I'm sure many of us know many people with 2 kids, 1 kid, 10 kids, 5 kids, they're doing really well. So that should just tell us that if they're doing well, I should do well. But the simple self does not allow you to think like this by yourself. But we just have to open our mind a little bit and say, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. But the paradigm and your habitual behavior and upbringing, not specifically you, Alison, I'm talking about all of us, including me. I come from 6 kids and 8 of us in the house. We were 8 living in 2-bedroom unit. So the environment just affects our thinking. And we start using all these things around us to complain and not allow us to move because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's where we have to upgrade the thinking. We have to meet people that are doing things much bigger and in the direction of that you want to do, so that we can get the encouragement and the belief that you can do it so you can move. That's kind of my thought. We cannot really manage time. We manage activities. We're all given the same amount of time, 24 hours a day. That's how it works. So let's get going. I love it. We've got somebody else that came in. No, he just left. So it's all good. So I put the Zoom link, and please make sure you keep following each other here. And I see 5 people here on Zoom, or 4, including myself. That'd be 5, I guess. You see Chris, Name, good for you, Name, Jill, Welton, and Surud Hiwazi. Welcome, everybody. And I guess I should offer the Zoom folks here. Do you have any questions, those who are on Zoom? Any questions before I get going with the video? So we give you that chance. I want to thank you for coming to the Zoom too, everybody. Is that a no? Is that you guys are good? Any questions from the folks on Zoom? Maybe not. Okay, that's fine. We'll just play the video from Bob and we get going. So let me get it queued. So I'm putting my email link in the chat on Zoom, so that if you haven't put your name in there, make sure you do that so that you get all the updates when we host these rooms. All right, so here we go. So just for those on Zoom, I'm sure you can see it.
Do you know that you have an image of yourself inside? When you stand in front of a mirror, you see a reflection of the physical you. But that's not the real you. You have a picture of yourself in your mind. Do you know Dr. Maxwell Maltz wrote a book back around 1960? It was called Self-Image Psychology, Psycho-Cybernetics. It's a phenomenal book. He said it was the greatest discovery of his generation. He was a cosmetic or reconstructive surgeon, and he found he would do work on people. He might have done a nose job or removed a terrible scar. And he noticed that when he did that, there was a phenomenal change in their personality. But he noticed with others, he would make a phenomenal physical change and there was no change in their personality. And that led him to postulate that we have 2 images. We have the one that's coming back from the mirror, but we've got an inner image. And that inner self-image is literally controlling our life. You will find people that have a very poor self-image or low self-esteem. They won't look you straight in the eye. They're afraid to shake hands with you. They're very shy and withdrawn. They go through life hiding from life. They don't like themselves. They don't know themselves. Do you know when a person improves their self-image, they change their entire life. Their income changes, their relationship changes, their health changes. And do you know how you do that? Start studying you. Start to find out more about you. There's something phenomenal about you. Do you know, when I began to study this material 57 years ago, I had very poor self-image. I had low self-esteem. I took dumb jobs. I never earned any money. I never had fun. I had poor relationships. And as I started to study real solid information, everything in my life started to improve. I've got friends all over the world today. I earn millions of dollars. I'm in my 80s and I got as much energy as a person in their 30s. Do you see, when you start to understand really who you are, you're God's highest form of creation. There's things about you that just about blow your mind as you start to study and really understand them. You'll walk a little taller. You'll stand a little straighter, and you know something? You'll enjoy a whole lot more of life. You might go and buy the book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. It's a classic. Maltz is gone, God bless him, but he sure did leave us something. Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. Click the link, leave the information below. Study this.
So I'm sorry, you heard that, right? So what Bob was talking about was the self-image. Some people are so scared, so poor self-image that they won't even raise their hand. They won't even show up in the world. They won't even ask any question, or they won't even say what you want. It's because the self-image is so limited, so been buried, and they're just not going to get anywhere. They're not going to get what they want. They're going to feel frustrated. And unfortunately, it's not their fault. That's how they were raised. That's the environment that they were in. But now that we're adults, we have to take responsibility. And as you become more aware, and you're here, so you are becoming more aware, right? You are. This is the introduction to it. You were just told by Bob which book to read, self, and understand this thing. Psycho-Cybernetics. Get the book. Come and study it with me. Decide to improve it so that you can improve your results. Namay has a good question here in the chat. So just to be clear, what is the purpose for the Zoom learning with you? Is this a paid room? I clicked the link, but can't find your agenda. There's no agenda. The agenda is to introduce you to self-image. Self-image determines your outlook in life. The agenda is to introduce you to a concept that can change the course of your future. One option would be to study the book by yourself. Second option would be to come and study it with us on Monday nights. Third option, to come and study thinking into results. Fourth option would be you teach us what you know about self-image, because some of you out there are psychologists, doctor, and have way more experience than me in this subject. I just been studying for the last few years with Bob. Some of you are doctors, and you can really help many people out there to do this. I could do it all by myself. Right, so that's kind of what it is. I hope that answers your question, Namay. And I'm working with somebody as well from overseas, you just to help them just to speak. Sometimes when you learn a new language, you don't feel comfortable to speak. Well, why not? English is my third language. I got comfortable. How did I do that? How come some people take them so long? So what makes you tick, right? So that was the first part of the self-image lesson from Bob. I still have to get to actually understand what's going on. This book by Maxwell Maltz is just phenomenal. So I just love it, and I keep studying it. We're now on chapter 1 again, and we're going to finish it off on Monday night and begin chapter 2. And chapter 1, the title of chapter 1, let me get back to that chapter 1. The self-image, your key to a better life. Imagine that. You can change your self-image. You can change it to anything you want. All right. So based on what you just heard from Bob and what I just said, anybody want to share? Because that's how the conversation develops, right? It's a communication, it's interaction, and that's how we're going to grow. It's not just by me speaking all the time. What's your thought, everybody? Who wants to share?
Come on for me.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. I had said this once before. There's a difference between self-image and reputation. Self-image is not so much the reflection that you see in a mirror coming back at you, but what plays through your mind of what you think of yourself.
Mm.
Your reputation, though, is how other people perceive you, and it shows up before you do. That's my 2 cents.
Say it again, Elliot. Say it again. I missed the part about how your reputation perceives you or something. Say it again, please.
Okay. Your reputation is what other people think of you, and it shows up before you actually appear in front of anyone.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Except I don't know why you worry about what others think of you anyways. It's none of my business what others think of me.
That's my point.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad you got us to the point. It's what we think of ourselves, and you heard it from Bob. Good job. That it is about us studying ourselves. It's about studying oneself. It's all about us. It's all about you studying you and becoming more. The more you know you, the more you're going to know everybody else. It's a weird thing. It took me a while to get used to it. The more I study me, the more I understand you. See, we're all the same. You know, once we move, once we all become dust, eventually we're all the same. So on the inside, the spiritual side, we're all the same, except on the physical side, we're different, you know, different color, different height, different, you know, men, women, this, that, all different, you know, denominations. And that's why Bob keeps talking about the more you study you, the better you understand others. So I just got to study me. Anybody else? I love that, Elliot. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Kamal, I stumbled across some affirmations that you sent me earlier today as I was logging on, and I took some time to write them down. And I just thought it was awesome because.
Hello. I really enjoy this room.
Okay, so I was when I was logging on, I was noticing an email you sent me earlier, and I thought this was pretty cool, and I wrote them down while I was logging on. So I am financially free. I am confident and successful. I see my goals unfold before me. I am worthy of love and happiness, and I remain calm in all situations. Just love that. And I wrote that down. I'm going to hang it on my, like the top of my screen on my computer. So thank you, Kamal. I want to thank you for sending that to me this morning.
I love it. You're welcome. So good. So good. Nicole, welcome to the stage. Tell us about your room, what you were doing, and thanks for joining. Nicole, welcome to the stage.
Hi, yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate
That's definitely for sure. I love that. Thank you, Nicole, for that share. That's awesome. And I love Joe Vitale. We're actually going to interview him shortly. We're setting up the time, and he's just amazing what he's got. Yeah, it's he's a good friend of a friend of mine, and it's just going to be incredible to be in his space and be, working with him on something that we're pursuing. So it's awesome. Good, good. I love the work you're doing.
how do I get connected to that? Like, what I need to know more.
Yeah, come join Thinking Into Results. We can connect you up.
Is there the in this in the Zoom, or is this?
No, it's my, everybody that's connected to me will get connected to the people I get connected with. So when you're part of the client group and taking into results, I'll connect you with everybody that I have, my Rolodex. And that's how it works.
Okay, okay. Is there a website?
And we don't need a website. You got me right here. Send me your text. Send me your number.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Thanks, Kamal.
Love it. No, that's how it works, Nicole. On the big scale, when you want to meet the people in the industry that you want to see, anybody that comes to my group, I would connect you with everybody that I know. And that's what my mentors do as well to me. So I'll do the same. So that's kind of what it is. So wonderful. Good stuff. Let's do it. So anybody else? I see Jill Welton on here. You had your mic open on the Zoom. Would you like to share, Jill? No? Okay.
No, I'm
here
just
you go.
listening. Thank you, though.
Oh, all right. I love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Just want to give you the opportunity. And how about Chris? Chris C, would you like to share? No worries, Chris, if you're busy or you can't. How about Surud? Surud Hiwazi, would you like to share on what you've heard so far? All right. All right. If not, I'm gonna cue the next video then on self-image, because I want to give you something to work with. I want to get you out tonight with some tools so that you can actually start this change, so you can start this journey of moving to that next level and how you're going to change your self-image. Because you got to start. Once you understand the concept and you believe that you can do it, it's just like a thermostat. We're going to dial it to what you want. You can start this journey. So it's best to jump on Zoom to get the experience. Otherwise, it's only going to be audio from the Clubhouse side. And here we go. So I think that looking at the time, we'll just play the Bob video, and we won't do Harrison's video tonight because it's going to be too long. So we'll just do Bob's video about 10 minutes, and then we'll take some questions, and then we'll end by 9:30, 9:35. So here we are. Let me share screen. Let me share screen, and let me adjust the window that's being shared. Here we are. Write Your New Self-Image by the late Bob Proctor. Here we go.
Something you haven't got, you got to create a space for it. If it's in your own mind, you've got to let go of something. So what do we want to do to let go of? We want to let go of the image we've got for the one we're going to build. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I started to do this, I tested it I thought, I wonder if this really worked. And I found that it really worked. So I went all out. And you start out by writing the image that you want to hold. I'll tell you how I did it. I took various people that I really admired, and I took some of the qualities that I really admired in them, and I'd write them down. I wasn't going to be like them, but I was going to develop a couple of these qualities or habits. And I read a book, How Showmanship Sells. And it was written by Elmer G. Letterman. He was one of America's best dressed men. He had 30 suits. I had one. This is when I first started, and it was a heavy tweed suit. And I started to sell in the cleaning way back then, and it was a hot summer. That suit would scratch my legs. The cloth was so thick. I made up my mind if I ever got a new one, I was going to have it cleaned and burnt. And so I thought 30 suits. Now, at that time, there was a guy on television, Arthur Godfrey. He was very well known in television. And he had a talk show in the morning. And he would bring guests on to the talk show. He had a pitch man that would stand up and do commercials for him. His name was Tony Marvin. Tall, dark, good-looking guy. And he would do commercials. Well, one time, they were doing the show at the Sheraton 4 in Miami. And Arthur Godfrey had like a Hawaiian shirt on. And he had bring singers on, all the top personalities. And Tony got up to do a commercial at a commercial break. And Tony was dressed. I mean, he looked like he walked out of Vogue magazine. And he said, Tony, how many suits you got? Tony says, oh, about 60. And I thought, 60 suits, 30 suits. I had one. I made up my mind I was going to have 30 suits.
30 suits. Wow.
There was a shoe store in Toronto, Dax Shoes. They had really good shoes. I mean, you paid a lot of money for shoes. I saw a pair of shoes in the window. I made up my mind I was going to get them. Well, today, I have my shoes made in Italy. They're made for me. Artioli shoes. Artioli is one of the best shoemakers in the world. I went there and I looked at their shoes and I ordered shoes. He measured my feet. I get shoes made for me. In fact, I got a couple of boxes at home where I haven't even taken them out of the box yet. I have, I don't know, I must have 60 suits. I built an image of myself being like this person for doing this, that person for doing that. When I was growing up, I was a young guy, it was during the Second World War. There was no men around, no fathers. But one guy did have a father. Donnie Miller's father was not well, so he couldn't go to the war. And Donnie's dad had a heart attack, or I think it was a heart attack. And so we never went around his place because his dad wanted things quiet. They'd come around our place, but not Donnie's place. I would watch Donnie's dad walk up and down the street. You'd see him go way up the street. Later on, you'd see him come back. He was always well-dressed, and he had the calmest walk. There was no rush, just a very calm walk. I visualize myself walking like him. You'll very rarely ever see me rushing anywhere. There's no need of it. You can be calm. So when I built my self-image, I built it around certain things. Ray Stanford always had money. I told you earlier. I don't know how to get into this thing now. Always have some money. Always. Now, I hardly ever use it because I really don't pay for very much. I get somebody in the company to order whatever I want. But you see, I never had any money. Ray always had a roll on him. He would have a roll like that in his pocket all the time. Now, there's about $3,000 here. There's not about, there is $3,000 here. You see? Well, I only earned $4,000 a year at that time. $3,000 would have been a ton of money. But everybody has different little quirks. I like to carry money. And it's probably because I never had any. And now I have some money, I want to carry it. But you see, I started to do that before I had any money. And I would take and I would put phony money in a roll, but I would have the right thing on the outside. It was the thickness of it. My mind didn't know the difference. I knew intellectually the difference, and then shortly I didn't even pay any difference to that. It was the feel of it. I did different things. I watched different people. I saw how this person did this and somebody else did that. I read a lot, so I read a lot of great self-help books. And I literally did what some of these books suggested. It wasn't just sometimes, I did it. I would follow it right to a T. You'll very rarely see me without a suit on. That's part of the paradigm. That's part of the paradigm. I don't care what anybody else does, how they dress. I'm always going to be dressed. I mentally made up my mind one time I'd be at least, if I wasn't the best dressed, one of the best dressed people in the room. Why did I do that? I did that because I was changing how I saw me. How I saw me. I had never gone to school. I had no money. I had dumb jobs. And today, along with Sandy Gallagher, I have a company that operates all over the world.
You may already know about Bob Proctor's rags to riches story. This was one guy going nowhere until he made one decision that teleported his life. The change was so enormous, so Lightspeed whipsaw crazy, that he's devoted his entire life to teaching millions of people how to do the same. For 60 years, Bob Proctor has been dreaming up gigantic goals that initially, even to him, looked unattainable in a galaxy far, far away. But he always found a way to navigate to those points of twinkling light, casting the darkness out of his life. How has he always found his way? I don't mean his paradigm shifting in a general sense taught from the front of the room. I mean, how did he find his way? Conquering old habits, distancing from his old life, moments of frustration, moments of new direction, goal achieving, exaltation, and what he did next, practice steps, missteps, and jangled senses, questioning, analyzing, changing course, lousy times, failure times, and I can't even go on any more times. Because even a Jedi Master can have a bad day. Haven't you wondered how Bob became Bob? Just imagine what his personal lessons can do for the you you're becoming. Introducing the first ever master class with Bob Proctor. Study personally with Bob from his book, You Were Born Rich. Chat with him, ask the burning questions, clear away the confusions, conquer the bad days. Think like the master and go, go, go. Your light speed is just one decision away.
So good. That was actually one of the master classes that I was personally with him studying this chapter on self-image. I remember the date. It's incredible. The key is to really believe that you can change. You can get better. You just have to decide. You have to decide that you want that new self. You want to grow that business. You want to change your results. You want to improve. You got to decide that what you have is not good enough and you want something better. Until you do that, nothing is going to change. You got to decide that what you have is not good enough, is not serving you anymore, and you want to move to a whole different way of doing it. And then you'll start the journey. And that's why I'm inviting every one of you to come on the journey. Decide to change, decide to grow, decide to kind of upgrade. It's a beautiful thing. You can get anything you want. So I'm going to put here my appointment calendar link. And if you want to study just this book, you can do that as well. But book an appointment. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation how this material can help you change, just like it did for me and many others. Let me find my link here for the Clubhouse folks. And we study specifically this book, Psycho-Cybernetics, on Monday nights. But I'd like you to see what everything else I'm working on. And that's why the appointments becomes important. Cool, isn't it? All right, we're almost 9:30. Actually, it is 9:30, 9:29. 1 minute. Who wants to do? We'll take a couple more shares from, especially from those who have not had a chance yet, if you want to. Otherwise, we'll just, yeah. Who wants to share? What do you get out of this? Don't be shy. That's another self-image problem, by the way, too. Not sharing. That we can help you overcome. Not voicing your opinion, or not willing to share, not willing to express opinion. That's another self-image that I had that issue before, where I wouldn't even raise my hand. I'll be lost. I'll be in the street lost. I have no idea where I am. I don't even have a GPS. I don't even ask because I'm too ashamed. That's another self-image problem. Being in class and not understanding. I have no idea. I was learning English, French, Spanish. I don't even raise my hand because I didn't want to feel dumb. I didn't want to feel stupid. What are they going to think of me? That's another self-image problem. Imagine if you can overcome all that. Where would you go next? What mountain you're going to rise, right? So good. It's like we said earlier, right? There is no limit. You just keep changing for the better. I was talking that with Lori last week, maybe Friday. Like you get to that level of whatever it is, and then you're feeling the change, and the paradigm wants to steal you back, but you have to build that new self-image. You know, the private jet life, the VIP life, the first class life. You have to build it. Like you want to become first class, you have to start living it. You heard the story from Bob. Why does he wear suits all the time? Because he didn't have any when he was a kid, when he was growing up, and then he wanted to be the best, so he does the best all the time. It does magic. It does magic. So I encourage you all to book an appointment. Let's have a conversation. Still looking for 2 clients. There's one on the edge that he's just finding the money, and I'm looking for one more before Sunday. Sunday night, the shop closes for the count for the week. So we're thinking into results. Self-image class is all easy. Self-image class is a peanut. It's like $97, $3 a day. You know, if you don't join that one, if you have issues, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm here to help you. Make a decision to change. This is my notes in this chapter. Actually, make a decision to change. Nothing is wrong with you, but you just want to change for the better. Learn about the success mechanism that is riding, that's within you. That's your subconscious mind. It's an automatic. It's getting you the results that you want. So just imagine that. Just understanding that your subconscious mind is giving you the results that you're having, the ones that you don't want, but you want to change them. How do you do it? And carry a set of cash with you. That's a good idea, by the way. Carry some cash, as much as you can. And if you can't remember, do not worry. Stop worrying. Worrying doesn't do anything. As bad as it is, sometimes we do worry about kids and life and health, and we create all kind of havoc into our life, but we have to refuse to worry. You gotta learn how to do that. So that's all for tonight from me. Thank you all so much for joining. Thanks for those who booked appointments already. I haven't checked, so I imagine some of you did. And if you didn't, it's all good. Come back. We're here to serve you. Help you get better. And for those who want to study on Monday nights, let me know. You got the link. If you don't, let me know either way. And Allison and Sarud and Chris and Jill and Lori and Elliot. And who else is here? Michael and Mary and Laura and Mike and Trevon and Cool. I like that name, Cool. My name is Cool Cat. I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but sounds like interesting. Cool Cat. Go ahead, Jill.
I was just going to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Good to see you here.
Too.
Yeah, blessings. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll be ending the Zoom and the Clubhouse room in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night, Lori.
Kamal, thank you.
Thank you.